Let us understand the problem of linear search. Here I have taken an array AR of 6 elements 10, 30, 44, 98, 99, 101. In this array I want to search for an element, that is 44, assuming I want to search for x whose value is 44. Now in the given array, to search for an element I have to traverse through the This approach is very simple. Since we are searching for an element and we have to give the return it as output as 2, that is the index of that element in an array, or we can say position. So as we are following the linear search algorithm, so let's understand it one by one. The linear search algorithm is really simple and it's easy. We just need to traverse through the entire array and look for the element which we want. So we will begin from the very leftmost element of an array. One by one we are going to compare that element with each element of the array. In comparison, if we find that the element which we are looking for matches with any element of the array, its index will be returned. If x doesn't matches with any of the elements, then we are simply going to return -1. Since we are looking for a short match, so match has to be there. Now for this, a simple code I have shared on the screen. Here we have taken a variable I where we are going to use it in a loop. So loop is running from 0 as the array index begins from 0 and will go till the last element of the array, therefore less than n, not equal to n, and loop is going to increment by 1. Now our condition is to match the given value with the elements of the array. So if ARRI is equals to x, now since we are comparing, so we are going to use double equal to a relational operator. After comparison, if I find the value in the array, then the program is going to return the index of that element, that is the position, else it is going to return -1. So let's begin coding. So create a class with the name linear search. Okay, the class is created. Now public static void main, already the function is there. Now since we want user input, so we are going to make us object for scanner class with the name sc. sc is equals to new scanner system.in. Now for this also we need a variable to ask the number of elements a user want to have in the array. So let's first create an array where I'll have number of elements. So int arr. Now we want to ask the user how many elements that the user wants to keep in this array. So for that, let's write statement system.out.println, and in that type the message enter the number of values you want in the array. So I'm simply writing enter how many values. Now to contain the number of values user want, a variable int n is created. Now n is equals to sc.next int will take number of values in the array. Now as you all know, we use for loop for entering the values in the array. So for I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Now our array name was arr. So arri is equals to sc.next int. By writing this line, we can take the input from user, and number of inputs will be based on the value of n entered by the user. So I can also write one more statement before that, enter the, suppose 5 values user has entered, so enter 5 values. Okay, now we also had to initialize this array with the maximum size it can contain, so I have put it at 100. Now this array ARR can contain 100 values. Okay, so for now, next step is we want the user to tell us which number he is searching for. So for that I'm writing a print statement, enter the search value. So the search value will be also an integer since the array is integer. So here I'm writing int src is a number which is we search. So int src is equals to sc.next int. Now begins the actual logic for linear search. So let's start with for loop. For int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Now if in the bracket we are going to write the condition for linear search. So if ARRI is equals to SRC. SRC is a number which we are searching for, and ARI will be the value at current index where the loop is running. This loop will go from 0 to n, so it's going to search for this number right from the beginning of the index till the end index. If the number is found, then statement will be that SRC, the number entered by the user, is found at position I, that is the index value of the array. I plus 1 will be the actual index because indexing begins from 0 and position is I. Now if we found the number, then there is no need to search or traverse the array further. So we'll put a break here. And in case if even after traversing the entire array we do not find the number which we are searching for, then in that case what we want. So for that I am putting one more condition. If I is equals to n, then system.out.println that the desired number entered by the user is not found. Right? So linear search is a very easy kind of search. This is the basic search. So I'm initializing this I outside the for loop for the convenience. Sometimes it doesn't take because I've used this I again outside the for loop. Now run the program and see. Now how many elements? Let's say 5. So 5 values user has to enter. Now which value we want to search for? Let's say 12. Now you can see the 12th value is found at position 4. Now let's try once more. Now how many values you want to enter? Let's say 4. So 4 values are entered, and now I'm going to search for a number which is not in the array. So see, 12 not found. I hope the program must have been clear. We have made the program user friendly. Any number of values can be entered by the user and can be searched.